Welcome to the Cobb Tank. On the last Cobb Tank, the Sharks heard from 5 competing teams.
But look what happens when summer comes. The child that has extra,
they get their assignments
and make it go. That's empowering.
Inside as well as outdoors.
Now the remaining teams jump in with their pitches to the Sharks.
I'm only one teacher to a classroom of 60 students learning 4 different instruments in a 50-minute class period.
That is amazing.
If the Sharks like their idea, they could be awarded the grant funding to make it happen.
We got to do this. Like it's a no-brainer.
With more than 100 ideas submitted from across Cobb County, these finalists have made it to the top of the competition. So now, who are the Sharks? Our first Cobb Tank Shark is Mrs. Rhonda Loki. Miss Loki, a social studies teacher at Campbell Middle, has 32 years of experience in education. She has been selected as Teacher of the Year by her faculty peers at 4 different Cobb County middle schools: Dodgen, Lost Mountain, Smitha, and Campbell. She was recently named a 2015 top finalist for Georgia Teacher of the Year. Ryan Pines is our next Cobb Tank Shark. Mr. Pines has served Cobb County Schools for 17 years. He is currently the director of the Student Information Systems Department. Mr. Pines is responsible for the development or support of most of the computerized student systems used in Cobb schools. He has 3 children, 2 of which are currently attending Cobb schools. Our next Cobb Tank Shark is Dr. David Ciprani. Dr. Ciprani has 21 years of experience in education, including 16 in administration. He currently serves as an assistant superintendent for middle school in the Leadership and Learning Department, where he supervises 12 middle schools in the west area of the county. Prior to this, he served as the principal at Wheeler High School, East Cobb Middle School, and Mableton Elementary. Miss Anna Mullins is our next Cobb Tank Shark. Some of you may recognize Miss Mullins from the teacher kickoff this year, where she challenged teachers across the district to change the world. Anna was the middle school Kid Talk Cobb competition winner. Miss Mullins is now a freshman at Harrison High School. Cassandra Stiff is our next Cobb Tank Shark. Miss Stiff is the agency owner and operator of Horace Mann Insurance in Marietta. Miss Stiff has been a long-standing partner of education in many Cobb schools. Her mission in life is to empower educators to make informed financial decisions with their money. Our final Cobb Tank Shark this evening is Mr. Rob Garcia. Mr. Garcia is a proud graduate of Auburn University. He currently works for the Cobb Chamber as the Workforce Development Manager for Economic Development. Mr. Garcia has been collaborating with Cobb schools on a number of projects. The first finalists going into the Cobb Tank are representing 4 schools across Cobb: Palmer Middle, Campbell Middle, Lassiter High School, and Smyrna Elementary. The McIntyre family, Tammy, Blake, Dale, and Marissa, are seeking $10,000 to fund their virtual Mentors program.
Hi Cobb Sharks, I'm Tammy McIntyre, and I teach with some of the greatest teachers in Cobb County, but I'm certain that the best are standing right here next to me. I would like you to meet my children. Together we represent a very diverse population of learners. We understand and strongly believe in the importance of support through relationships, so our goal as a family is to connect our students through the use of technology. We want to create and pioneer a virtual mentorship program that starts right here in Cobb County.
Thanks, Mom. Hey, Sharks. My name is Dale McIntyre-Coster, Inclusion Freshman Biology Teacher at Lassiter High School. One of our school goals at Lassiter is to increase student college and career readiness. Beginning in those early core classes like mine, my students at Lassiter will serve as the primary designers for the virtual mentoring webpage, developing biology content lessons and forming relationships themselves as they become virtual mentors to the 3rd grade Smyrna Elementary students.
Hi, Sharks. My name is Blake McIntyre, and I'm an ESOL teacher at Campbell Middle School and International Baccalaureate World School. Now, my 6th grade students will be in charge of the marketing department of this whole endeavor. They will be responsible for drafting sponsorship request letters, creating brochures and advertisements, all while practicing their meaningful communication skills, which, as we all know, is perfect for English learners.
I teach 160 students at Palmer Middle School, and 1/4 of those students have identified learning challenges and struggle to retain content. As any good teacher knows, one of the best ways for students to learn is to provide them with the opportunity to become teachers themselves. So my students will create and record videos of physical science in action and form mentor relationships with the Smyrna 3rd graders.
Pretty great, right? My name is Marissa McIntyre, 3rd grade teacher at Smyrna Elementary. My family and I have discussed ways to bridge the achievement gap that we see amongst our own schools in Cobb County. And that's where we came up with the idea for this virtual mentorship program. My third graders will learn science content from their mentors to produce science kits. These kits will be made for interrupted learners like hospitalized or migrant students. Let's see what some of our students thought about this whole process.
I want to do a future in computers and computer science, so it would really help me to be able to understand it, so when I get into college and get into classes like it, I'll be very good at it.
I think it'd be cool, really fun. Since we're closer to their age, so we can like connect more.
I think it's kind of awesome because like we can like learn the same things and like relate to them because like we're still like learning more about heat transfer while they're learning the basics, like we're getting more in depth into it.
They can learn also, and they won't feel like they're the only kids in the world that are not learning and are at school.
So Sharks, here's where we need your help. You have 4 Cobb County teachers standing before you. We are requesting 25 iPads to be split between us. Lucky for you, we're a family and we can swap the iPads whenever we want when we meet for our Tuesday dinners. Let's get this technology into the hands of our students and watch them as they help each other and the next generation of Cobb County graduates succeed. So this is us.
One team.
One family.
One goal.
Student success.
Now that was cute. Very good. What an amazing job, Mom. Phenomenal. Very proud. You guys did a really, really good job. It takes a lot of courage to come out here, doesn't it? Are you a little nervous?
Yes.
It didn't show. It didn't show. You did great. So we're going to ask you some questions, and just feel free to answer as you feel. So anybody have a question up here?
What are in the kits?
That's right.
Is there any food?
So these QR codes actually take you to the website. That is like a website we would use with our students that they could create. So yeah, if you have your phone, you could take a look.
How do you do that? I don't have a QR thing, do I? I don't think I have it.
You guys are using technology to teach about technology?
Exactly.
That's what we do.
It looks like some of the experiments are getting passed around that are inside the science kits. There are about 4 different experiments in there that touch bases on earth, physical, and life science. And most of the supplies that are required in those experiments you can find at home or even outside. But my class would be in charge of making those kits so that those students could do them at home.
So whose idea was it to connect the different ages? I mean, I've been in education a long time, but I always felt like students teach other students a lot better than we can. So who's the inspiration here?
We're not joking when we say that we meet every
Well, don't
Tuesday
joke now.
for
This is
dinner.
serious.
Okay, every Tuesday our family
Where do you
has
guys go
dinner.
eat?
Who cooks?
It's
Oh,
grandparents.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm starving right now, so.
Are we invited tomorrow
Yeah,
night?
I am so hungry.
We will be there.
No, I'm kidding.
So we're not joking, and
Okay.
it annoys the rest of our family how much we talk about school. But the reality is we really are that passionate about what we do and about our students. And we talk all the time about how there is an achievement gap that exists in our very own schools, teaching within the same county. And we're always brainstorming ideas for what can we do about that? What can we do about that? And this was sort of just our brainchild together as a collective group of let's connect our schools. If there are so many differences that they can all learn from each other, so let's find a way to connect them. And nothing really exists like that. We want to start that here in Cobb County.
Can you guys talk about what each level will specifically be doing?
Sure. You want to start high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I was watching. I'm focused.
So, I'm the high school teacher. I teach at Lassiter. My students are really going to be the primary web designers.
Okay.
And that's such a good skill for them to be learning as they're getting into these, college and career goals that they have. You saw one, that was a freshman biology student, and I didn't prep him in any way, and he wants to be a computer science person. So that would really help them. So they're going to be the primary designers. And then in addition to that, creating the website, they're going to be mentors and get that face-to-face action with the third graders as they create mentor relationships and also develop some of the biology content lessons that they would use.
Great.
And at Palmer Middle School, we'll be the primary science mentors for the physical science standards that cross over between us and the third grade. Heat transfer and magnetism. So my students would be, as they're learning it in an 8th grade level, they'll be learning their standard, and then as well as making lessons for the third graders at a more basic level. Also, as an extension, what I want my students to do is connect with experts on another problem-based project for them to mentor ours in a a solar cooker problem-based learning that we're going to do to look at how to help global refugees when they are in their camps and they aren't able to have hot food. There's solar cooker plans that my kids can develop, but we need experts to help us do that.
Okay. Wow. So, I'm sorry.
And even one of the experiments that that we had put into the science kit prototype was to purify water with dirty water to make it clean and purified so that you can drink out of it. So like my mom said, we would tie in with like the heat transfer and magnetism, and then with my sister being the biology teacher, third grade studies the habitats of Georgia, plants and animals. And then to tie it in with the communication, because you see the science kit, that will cost a little bit of money, probably about, we said like $5 to $7 per kit, but if we use Blake.
Tie together, Blake. You got 10 seconds.
One of the great things about this project is that it's self-sustainable, meaning we are asking for funding to get it started with the iPads, but to keep it going, making the science kits, that's where my kids come in. My students, who are all English learners, they will be using their communication skills that they're learning, like persuasive writing, how to debate with people, how to speak and ask for things. They're doing all that to raise money for the kids. So we can keep the kids going as long as we have students.
I have one last question.
I will never say no to you. Go ahead.
The virtual aspect, is it the website building that you referenced? Is that the virtual?
Yes.
Is that the,
So we're asking for the iPads because we want to use the iPad technology. You know, we want that face-to-face connection.
Right.
We
Okay.
want our students to be able to connect as people by using the iPads and the technology and the apps and everything like that that are available. So we're asking for 25 iPads, but if you're feeling extra generous,
That doesn't divide evenly.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not
So
the
if you're
first to ask
feeling
for more.
extra generous, we could use more than that.
That's great.
When the original plan developed, I was going for a 3D printer as well and a partridge in a pear tree. And they were like, oh, no, you can't. Go for it. I know
I will say really quickly, I think that the fact that you guys are a family of teachers is the coolest thing since sliced bread. That is amazing.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
That was cool.
Obviously cool inspiration from the mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done. Congratulations.
Yes.
We hope everything works out for you. It's just inspirational to see how you guys have keep education at the top priority. That's awesome.
And I love the Tuesday night dinners.
My husband is the cook.
Hey, it gets better and better.
I know. He's wonderful. Yes.
You guys go on tour together?
That's what I'm thinking.
We can.
Where is he?
Yeah.
You'll sing for like the iPads, right?
Oh. The printer. No, I'm kidding. All right.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all. Have a good
Thank
night.
you very much.
Take care. Wow, that's
So, yeah, great job. How do you feel about it went now that your pitch is over?
We're very relieved and excited because, we really think we have a great idea and that it's very workable. And the students at our schools are really on board with it, very excited. Really, really excited about it.
The next finalist going into the Cobb Tank is representing Kennesaw Mountain High School. Burkle Alexander is seeking $10,000 to fund his Moving the Planets and Stars into the Classroom project.
Okay, to start us off, we have a wild card, but we don't know if he'll show. All right?
Do you know what planet that is?
It's Mars.
Good job. What planet is that?
Neptune.
What planet is that?
Jupiter. Haumea.
That's right.
What was the last one?
Haumea, a dwarf planet.
Of course.
Yes.
I knew that. I was just checking.
All right, so to give our intro, we just have a short video that we put together at Kennesaw Mountain High School. Welcome to Kennesaw Mountain High School. As you can see, I'm standing in the very exact spot where our observatory is going to be housed. We've chosen a perfect spot. The northern skies are this way, eastern skies are over here, and the southern skies are right behind us. Those are the prime viewing locations for all types of celestial events. Planet alignments, solar eclipses, constellations, you name it, we have it in this area. As you can see with this wide open space, there's plenty of room to involve the community, middle schools, elementary schools, and neighboring high schools to share in the fortune of having an observatory house here at Kennesaw Mountain High School. We're the math and science magnet for the county. An observatory would be an awesome asset for this entire county. It would be the first one in Georgia that I have ever heard of, possibly even in the Southeast. So please finance us this option to grant us the ability to set up this telescope, to house it, to furnish it properly, so that we can do real astronomical science. We hope to have several other events here going on as well. National Astronomy Day, there's a solar eclipse in August 21st, 2017, that should be spectacular viewing. So please support us in this initiative. We're not just going to keep it here. It's open to all. We hope to educate all and educate kids about astronomy and adults alike. So please finance us this option. But that's not the reality. Let me show you what the observatory looks like now. I'm standing in front of the current site of the observatory. It's currently locked away in this trailer in crates. It's been that way for 6 months. It was donated by the parent of a Kennesaw Mountain High School student over 6 months ago, and it still sits here today due to lack of funding. So I'm appealing to you today to please fund this initiative that we have here at Kennesaw Mountain High School. Think of it. There's over $12,000 worth of equipment that was donated to the school by a former NASA engineer who designed his own observatory. It's just sitting there waiting to be used. The personnel is here, the staff is here, the infrastructure at the school is here to get this telescope and observatory up and running, ready to go. We just need the financing to complete the build process, to update software, equipment, and a few of the telescopes, and we will well be on our way involving the community. This is the safest pitch out of all, I would say, because it's actually here. We actually have the personnel in place to actually use it, and it's a wonderful idea. We'll be the first in the state to do this. This is history. Make this happen. Be a part of it. We had other stuff too, but I guess I'm out of time, right? So.
We'll give you 15 seconds to wrap it up.
Okay, 15 seconds. All right. So I looked at kind of all the work hours that this guy put into it.
Mm-hmm.
He was a NASA engineer for 30 years. He retired. So he was making a salary of like $158,000 before he retired, probably more than that. So the amount of work that he put into the network, the power supply, the solar equipment to put that together for the county would cost way more than what we're actually getting. So just for $10,000, we can get possibly over $30,000 with labor, equipment, and infrastructure, and free consultation that he's offering to give us for and he lives 10 minutes away, for just $10,000. So that's a dramatic cost benefit. I think we have to capitalize on it, because he could take it back at any time. It's still technically his if we don't set it up, and he's waiting for us to actually use it. So the time is ticking. I hate for him to give this to a private school that has maybe more of a direct revenue stream and less red tape, trying to get this thing together. So I mean, we have to act now. It's my analysis.
Great job. Anything little man has to say? What's your name? Clayton?
Oh, your name's not Clayton.
What's your name? Well, we're going to ask you some questions. Oh, sorry, what? What? Caden. How you doing? Okay, we're going to ask you guys some questions. Great job, and then we'll go from there, okay? Anybody?
I think it's really hard to believe that there isn't an observatory already in the state. So.
Well, there's one in the state around colleges, but not at a high school for high school students.
Awesome. So how much more could you do with more than $10,000?
Well, none of the computers are there. Some of the infrastructure inside has to be updated. We deal with these things like a humidifier, other telescopes to facilitate our vision for what we envision this to be. Other telescopes just besides the observatory. So we would like for it to be like a hub for all schools in our area.
Absolutely.
So there's like 25 schools in our immediate vicinity. Others can be bused in, with no problem at all. There's a solar eclipse happening pretty soon, August 21st, 2016 or 17, I believe. So that'd be a perfect opportunity there. So, for instance, right now the Leonid meteor shower is peaking. So we probably should have kids out there. There's a comet around, Catalina. I probably should be looking at that right now. So it'd be great if we had it.
What do you
give it to us.
What do you teach?
Kennesaw Mountain High School.
What subject?
Physics and astronomy.
Okay, you're very passionate.
Yes.
You do a much better job than the video.
Thank you. Well, I didn't know what it was going to be. They said they didn't want like a straight PowerPoint, so
Very nice.
we had to come up with something.
Very
If
nice.
you get the funding, how quickly would it take you to get what's in the box, what's boxed up right now?
How
long will it
quickly
take?
can you give us permission from the county to build it? Because to set it up, they said we had to have the funding first.
Sure.
Okay.
So I recently just got a grant from the Cobb Foundation of $2,500. That was just to put it into the ground, the manual labor, to do that. And we did that really on the cheap with the ag teacher, Mr. Whitmore, to get that part set up. So they financed us not really knowing that we didn't have the rest of it, but knowing that I was going to present here to basically try to get the rest of the funds. So right now all we basically have is the foundation. But as for the maintenance, the Magnet Foundation at Kennesaw Mountain High School is awesome. We would even maybe charge maybe like $1 or so just to keep it running, because there is some maintenance involved with the observatory of this type. And the students are wonderful. So Ella here is one of my best students in astronomy. She's already doing black hole research at Southern Poly, now Kennesaw Mountain. And Chris is also an awesome guy, really good head for this stuff. So there's plenty of students just like these to help, with the upkeep and the community outreach, just like a pipeline, a recruiting pipeline. Bus students in, have them look at the telescope, have them do astronomy, have them get us excited about science and math, because that's what astronomy basically is. It gives them like more like a practical concept way to actually use it. So like when we did like Aristosthenes to find the radius of the Earth, we did that in class. That's basically geometry. So those kids in those classes should be doing that. And we did abysmal in geometry last year as a county, as a state even. I think it's in part because students are doing this stuff without seeing the reason or the why, or how come. So I think we have to try this.
Absolutely.
What?
You have a primary telescope here. Is this going to be the main telescope for the observatory? Do you already have the primary telescope and this is just an additional one?
No, we don't currently have the primary telescope.
Okay.
The one he had was quite a bit outdated. We want to sort of modernize things to keep it running.
Okay.
He had it since 2005. The logs he detailed were amazing. It was like Star Trek. I mean, the guy had day by day actually what he did, so it's in good working order. We just need some of the peripherals around to involve the wider audience. Otherwise, we would just have to house it. At our school, we would like to extend it to everybody. So we envision like that whole parade ground full of kids, full of parents, doing observations, solar observations. We can do that with a hydrogen alpha filter. Those are expensive, but it's in our budget. Hopefully we can get it.
So when it's finished, how many people can you realistically fit inside of it at once without getting
Realistically, comfortably, 5. But get this, the telescope is remote. So he set this up so he could actually control the observatory, turn it on, open the shutters, control the telescope, pinpoint it wherever he wanted from his house. So we could even give students remote access to the telescope. They can tell my students what they want to see. They could dial it in, load it up for them, stream it on the internet. It could be in that classroom the next day, any school in the county, even in the country. We got to do this. Like, it's a no-brainer.
Can you be a little more emphatic? Can you be a little more?
I just want a little more excitement.
Yeah. All right, let's hear from the two.
I mean, you really supposed to take steak here.
No, I'm kidding.
The two students, real quick. You got 10 seconds. Say something exciting about it.
It's massive. It's just really massive and mind-blowing that something at this level, at high school level, could actually have an observatory in a city or a school. I've been out to observatories in colleges and stuff, but that's the college level, and there's a lot of people there. Here, it's something closer to home, and near Atlanta, there's not too much, and especially not cheap.
Sure.
I think what's really cool about it is it kind of gives people a sense that the science is real. It's not just in a textbook or in a lab experiment. They can actually see what's going on. They can see that it's real life instead of just, pictures and words.
Great job. When I was in 5th grade a long time ago, we went to Mount Palomar in California, and there's a big telescope there. You heard of that? Mount Palomar. It's amazing, and I still remember it. So love the idea. I think we all do. Great job. Love your enthusiasm. I'm very good buddies with the principal there, so we got to get this done. Love it. Good job, little man.
Thank y'all so much.
Get it done or it's gone. Thanks.
Thank y'all.
I want to look into it, though, when it happens for free, okay?
Sure. You're invited to the first observation session.
Hey, I'm coming too.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
How you feel your pitch went to the Sharks?
I thought it went really well.
Okay.
I think the enthusiasm was there, and they really got along with it, too. They were gung-ho for it.
The next finalist going into the Cobb Tank is representing Pebblebrook High School. Ben Smalley is seeking $6,800 to fund his Virtually Anything is Possible project.
Hi, my name is Ben Smalley.
I'm Janaya.
I'm Jalen.
Hi, I'm Camilla. I'm Desiree. I'm Maddie. Hi, I'm Zion.
And we are from Pebblebrook High School. And basically what we're trying to do today is bring virtual reality into the classroom. So I got this idea actually watching College Game Day, waiting for the Dogs to play on Saturday when we actually had a chance to win the SEC earlier. And what I really realized is they had this story about Stanford. And at Stanford, they're ahead of the game in a lot of things. And they put a virtual reality headset on the Stanford quarterback, and he was getting ready for the next team. So what I thought, obviously, like teacher mind, I'm always thinking, like, what can we bring into the classroom? I said, why can't we bring that same idea into the classroom? So basically, what we're trying to do here is bring that into the classroom. So does anybody know how much it would cost to take one student to Washington, D.C. for like let's say a 2-day field trip? Go ahead, yeah, just yell something out.
Bus?
Well, let's say bus to make it cheaper.
Cheaper?
What if you have
$50,000.
80 kids on a bus, so that decreases the price a little bit. So like price per student to go on a 2-day trip to DC.
$1,500.
$1,500. Anybody else have a guess? $200. So conservatively, you could say $370, and honestly, it's going to be closer to probably the 1,000 mark if you're doing everything that students want to do.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
So we can take that same trip with these virtual reality capabilities, and we can decrease that cost to practically $60 per student. And that's a one-time cost. Now, you may be wondering, I can see y'all like, how are we going to do this? All right, you may be wondering how to do this. And practically all you need is a Android device like this and a virtual reality headset like this. And really, with this, we can pretty much do anything that we want. And honestly, I don't know how many of y'all have heard about Google Cardboard. And some of y'all are like, yes, and some of you are like, oh, I've never heard of that before. So basically what this does is it allows you to essentially take your students anywhere without leaving the classroom and spending all that money on the field trip. So whether we realize it or not, this is going to be in every classroom within the next couple of years. At least every classroom in the next couple of years. And what's going to happen is we want to be on the forefront of that. Cobb County, we're above everybody else, and we want to be first on the scene, right? So these are all the reasons, plus I work at Pebblebrook, and my students are going to tell me why I think Pebblebrook needs it more than any other high school in Cobb County.
75% of our students are on free or reduced lunch. Only 63% don't graduate on time. Many students never leave campus and think they never will.
Microphone. Thank you.
Others are tired of the lack of the student engagement in the classroom.
Virtual reality can cure all these problems.
With your help, virtually anything is possible.
Thank you.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well, this is a really interesting idea.
Sorry.
Do we get to see it or something?
Yeah,
or?
that's what I was on. Yes.
Go ahead. Y'all have a student per...
By the way, I have Google Cardboard, and it came with my New York Times subscription, and it is the coolest.
It's crazy, right?
Coolest.
Google Cardboard?
Google Cardboard. You're going to see it in action right here.
Hello.
Yeah, so I'm sure my students are telling you, but you can literally look in 360-degree angles.
So what specifically, what is the money for?
I'm still engaged.
That's okay. That's what we want, right?
I'm sorry. This is a great student. She's like answering all my questions.
Yeah.
Well, we're very impressed with you all.
Oh,
thank you so much for being here and taking the time out and taking the chance. And I think we're going to come back together in a little bit. So well done.
Awesome.
We'll talk to you soon. Good job.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So how do you guys feel like it went?
Feeling good.
Great. Yeah.
The last finalist going into the Cobb tank is representing Floyd Middle School. Rachel Mudgett is requesting $10,000 to fund her I Orchestra, the Classroom of the Future project.
Hello, and thank you for having me here at Shark Tank. My name is Rachel Mudgett. I am the orchestra director at Floyd Middle School. Playing a string instrument is rather difficult. You're trying to translate what's on the page into your left hand and into your right hand and trying to make them all to do the same thing all at the same time. Also, I'm only one teacher to a classroom of 60 students learning 4 different instruments in a 50-minute class period. That's a lot to ask for one person. Currently, when I give feedback, it's to a section. So I'll say, second violins, your F sharps were not quite sharp enough. And they'll look at me and be like, well, I'm always in tune, so it must not be me. And they just don't take that feedback. Or then I'll say, we did not cut off together. That was the end, and it did not sound good. And they think, well, I counted 6. I stopped. It's fine. But it's not, because they can't hear themselves. They're worried more about watching their hand make sure it stops, and they're not using their ears. What I want to do is to be able to let them see and hear what they're doing quickly and easily in class. So I asked for quite a few things, and when you read that list, you're probably going to think, like, what is she going to use all that stuff for, and how exactly is she going to use that in that classroom every single day? I'd like to start with the iPads. That was where I got my first idea. I wanted to use Coach's Eye. Coach's Eye is an app designed for sports coaches. They can take a video and they can draw on that video, slow it down, annotate right on the student's video. That way, they're getting their feedback at the same time. So instead of, like, imagine taking a math test, and you take that test, the teacher takes it away, and gives you a new piece of paper that says, you got 4, 12, and 18 wrong, work on dividing fractions, and that was it. There's no way for you to know what you did wrong or how you did it. So right now when I give them feedback, it's a piece of paper that says, you were not sharp enough there, that didn't have the right rhythm, but they can't remember how they played. So I want to put that feedback right onto their video so they can see it in real time. But I don't want you to think I'm only going to use those iPads on testing days. We will be able to use those iPads many other ways during class, which one of the screens should have. I can use it for intonation analysis. They can have a visual metronome. There's some plugins where you can give them like a metronome that they can vibrate so they can feel it. Lots of ways I can use those iPads every single day. One of the other things I asked for is an iMac. I need a bigger computer with more storage and more memory to be able to process 200 students' HD, video, playback, all of their audio. I need to be able to store it. And I need to be able to run some very hefty programs. So right now the laptop I issued is very, baseline, so I need some upgrades so I can edit that audio, edit that video, and hold it all together on one machine. And again, that's just the beginning of what I can do with my iMac. I can create background tracks, we can jazz up some of the beginner tunes, and there's so many other ways I can use that computer and all those applications every day in class. Recording equipment, real fast. I requested some new microphones because the internal microphones on your devices are meant for voice capture, not for instruments. So in order to capture instruments better, I need a condenser microphone, and if I'm doing the whole ensemble, I need more microphones to get a better idea of what the whole ensemble sounds like.
You did great.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
First of all, I want to say my hat's off to you for teaching, and I've watched 6th graders in an orchestra class when this is the first time of picking up, and what you're saying with 60 kids in there, that is amazing what you all do for those students. Thank you.
Does your feeder program use this equipment too, or do you know?
I feed into other people.
How many different high schools?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Have you checked your high schools and see?
I
like
feed
Floyd,
into 2
was it
different
South
high
Cobb?
schools, South Cobb and Osborne.
Do they use this similar equipment?
Not that I know of. I'm sure most schools have like iPad carts they can check out. But when I requested those iPads, I requested like the big heavy ones so I can keep all those things on one iPad so I can take that home and grade off of one. And
I've seen the high schools use this type of equipment, and
oh, really?
It really impacts the teaching environment because the students see in real time exactly what they're doing. So I'm assuming you're going to see an increase in their performance level because it's so fast, right? You can feel it, you can see it. It's really incredible.
I really think that there's a need for this. I tried to learn how to play the acoustic guitar when I was in the 8th grade, and my hands got confused, and I was like, okay, I'm done. And so that was the end of that endeavor. So I can totally see how this can help kids stick with it.
Good point. Rob?
I mean, I'm either going to relate this back to my high school football experience, or I'm just going to say that it reminds me of the things that made me a better football player, and I like what it can do for the orchestra class and for your students. I think it's awesome.
He just graduated high school, too. He's just a young man.
Relatively recently. More recently than you did.
That's true.
Would there be any possibility of like the band class being able to use some of this as well?
question.
Or is it just, would it just need to be with your program?
Aside from the iMac, everything else can go and record onto somebody else's computer. All of the handheld, like big hefty recording thing can plug into the band computer, the chorus computer. We love sharing.
Okay, good.
What was that, the big hefty recording thing?
The little,
What does that cost?
It's on the slide. It was like lots of different knobs
That
and
was
stuff.
cool.
But,
Yeah.
Big hefty recording.
You have a line item here for $976 for miscellaneous expenses.
it was just like if, I need this cable or batteries. I know the handheld recorder does run off of batteries, so
Yeah, that's
kind of
big
keep those
cost.
stocked up.
Well, I'd like to echo Ms. Loki. She's right on with music is amazingly important in Cobb County, and I think we do a really great job, and we appreciate what you do for our kids every day.
Absolutely.
Any more questions? All right, well, congratulations on taking a chance, and hopefully it's going to work out.
Thank you. Thank you for hearing
Thank
me.
you
Have a
so
great
much.
night.
Thank
We'll see you
you.
soon.
What would you tell your colleagues tomorrow when you go back to school about this experience?
I would tell them it was a lot of work, but it ended up being a lot of fun, and I enjoyed that experience to pitch my idea to 6 Sharks.
Great. Okay, well, best of luck to you. Thanks so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
We were so honored to actually do this tonight, and it's very humbling, actually, because you guys are brilliant, and you keep your students at the forefront, so we're very proud of you. Are you excited?
McCall Primary School.
McCall Primary School. They were one of our original presenters, and before I begin, just to let you guys think a little bit, any modification to a building and/or technology request may require further research before implementation. So think about that, those of you that have a interesting modification or something like that. So McCall Primary requested $10,000, and we're happy to say that we're going to award you the $10,000.
Congratulations to you. Very nice job.
Very impressed. Well done.
Hendricks
Okay.
Elementary School.
Hendricks Elementary School, please step forward. You guys did a phenomenal presentation, and we're happy to say that we're also going to give you $10,000. We can't wait to see that reading nook in action. So excellent job. You want to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that was it the transportation?
Yes.
Yes.
Your
Phase
bus,
2.
your phase 2 of your project, if you would do a little more research with regards to the cost of transporting. Okay. But awesome. Great idea.
Big Shanty Elementary School.
Step up, Big Shanty. Okay, we really liked your idea of the outdoor classroom lab. It was really exciting, and we're going to actually go above and beyond a little bit. We're going to give you actually $12,500. It's not me, it's everybody up here. No, I think we really wanted to make sure you got all the probes you asked for, the lab probes. So we're looking forward to seeing that complete, and just make sure you get permission for all the modifications before you get started.
Congratulations. Awesome.
What's next?
Tritt Elementary School.
All by yourself. Where's Jack?
Where's Jack?
So how many of the, what do you call those things? Yes, the programmable robots did you request?
Robots?
I can't say that again. Programmable robots. You said 10, right? Okay,
And you
and
have
that
a
was
full
for
class of
$1,200.
25.
And your full class is?
About 25.
Okay. We're going to increase the request to fund
30.
$3,600 worth, which would be
30.
30.
Robots.
Great job.
Please come to Trent and play with us.
Oh, we will.
I absolutely
Can't
will.
wait. Can't wait.
Cooper Middle School.
Cooper Middle School, where my heart is, and you guys had an idea about your art class, correct? And you all seem real excited about it and energized. Yes, your teacher was excited. Well, you had requested, I believe, $8,600, and we're going to increase that to $10,200 to cover a class of 40. What do you say? Okay. Are you crying? There's no crying at the Cobb tank.
Shark Tank.
Okay.
The McIntyre family.
McIntyre family. What a great story.
Yeah.
Right here. What was your original request for? How much?
25 iPads.
Right. Well, we were very impressed with your inspiration and your connection. And who is this? Wait. No, I'm kidding.
She's a beauty.
You're a family? Oh, okay. That's great.
The website.
Are you a teacher?
Yes, I am.
Oh, my God. Awesome.
Join the family.
Okay. We'll be fine with that. Anyways, we're going to go a little above and beyond. We're going to give you $10,300 so we can cover some of the kits you guys talked about. So thank you so much for being here.
Plus dinner Tuesday night.
You're welcome.
Kennesaw Mountain High School.
Did we miss Floyd? Mr. Floyd?
Where's Caden?
I tell you, we were very impressed with you, just your energy and your enthusiasm. And I don't know of a high school I've ever seen. I've been a high school principal for 6 years. I've never seen anything like this at a high school. So we were just so impressed with the idea. And we're going to go ahead and take care of you for the full actually $10,000 so you can get the humidifier. I think you wanted to. Is that right?
Yeah, humidifier.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is it $900? But anyway, we're excited about the whole project, and we look forward to seeing it in action. It just needs to be working instead of in that crate in the trailer. So
That's right.
very excited for you. So congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Pebblebrook High School.
All by yourself?
I know. I didn't know my squad could come with me. So.
Your squad?
Yeah, that's what at the Brook we call it the squad.
Okay, you can do that. You can do that. The Brook.
Yeah.
We were also very impressed with yours, as everybody else's, and we'd like to. We have a question about the review of travel, but we're going to go ahead and fund you $6,800, which you requested, and then you want to add on the travel piece. Whoever brought that up.
Just a review of, if there's any travel costs involved, just a review of those line items.
Okay, absolutely.
Look forward to seeing it in action. Well done.
Great.
Last one.
And finally, Floyd Middle School.
Last but not least, she came out here twice. She got it right, all by herself, and we were blown away. We think it's amazing idea, and we loved it. So we're going to go ahead and take care of you. And where's that page? Full. Here. For the full amount, $10,000. So congratulations. Well, I would say that the Cobb tank was a success. What do you think? Yeah. That's what I think. Thank you for taking this so seriously and taking care of our students for the future. We're very, very proud of you. And thanks again to Teaching and Learning and Communications Office for a great night. Look forward to seeing all these things in action. We know where you work, so we'll come by and check it out.
Be sure you celebrate. You guys did a
Yes.
phenomenal
Awesome job.
So be sure you take pride in it.